Welcome back and welcome to a new update in which we're going to discuss Bitcoin. I'm back from my trip and I'm still sick, as you might see. So I still have a lot of health issues to work with, which is going to be the central goal for the next few months. But I'm also going to be trading. So we're going to discuss Bitcoin. But before we continue, make sure to hit the like button. Also make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel as we are making content on a daily basis. And when we're looking at the markets, we can also say that we are starting our trading and swing trading portfolio from December 1st. And we still have 2 more days of discount for our Black Friday sale. So we've got 40% discount, which you can find in the description beneath. It's the voucher code Black Friday 40. If you use that on any membership of our platform, you'll be getting a 40% discount. So when we're looking at the price action of Bitcoin, we can conclude that since the last update we've done, the prices have been relatively boring, right? So the price action is kind of boring, in which we are hovering around 16.5k right now. Even we have been lower due to the fact that we've had the FTX collapse, which we can see on the chart here as well. The chart in itself says that we've got some tremendous buying opportunities when it comes to long-term vision, right? So when we're looking at this entire overall view of the markets, we can conclude that the volumes has been going towards all-time highs. So the entire collapse of FTX actually generated the most volume on a day that we have been seeing since the existence of the trading of Bitcoin. And right now we can see the chart of Binance, which shows this peak. It's not really the right chart to look at, but also Coinbase, we can see that we've got this peak, which is the highest we have witnessed since the actual start of trading crypto. So there is a discussion right now that people are saying we still need a capitulation to go forward with. I think that we've just witnessed one of the largest collapses and capitulations ever. And we've got an ongoing capitulation taking place right now as well when it comes to the markets, which is the minus capitulation, because the price action of Bitcoin is currently hovering beneath the all-time high of 2017. We are down approximately 80% as well. And that's not really inducing a lot of further capitulation at this point, given the fact that we've just been seeing this massive correction, which is completely different than the 2018 one, which still had some bounces in between. We've not been having any bounce at all, and we've just been collapsing all the way down towards the levels before the actual bull market of 2021 has been starting. So in that perspective, we can conclude that the worst capitulation is most likely behind us. However, we can still witness a period like we have been seeing here, in which we are just going to go sideways for approximately 2 years before we get a new expansion. So it might be reasonable to assume that we're going to have some sideways action here, in which we're going to get a runner and then come back down again before we start to run back again in 2024, 2025. So it's going to be a relatively boring period, which for you makes it reasonable to start building your portfolios. And that's why we started with the swing trade portfolio as well within the platform. However, on these levels, people are looking at selling their position massively at this point. While the markets have been going down by approximately 80% already, and then people start to decide that they want to sell because they are convinced that we're going to get a retest around 12k. And of course, we are still trending down, and it's still a scenario that we should be looking at as a potential case, but it looks to be as if we are currently in that phase that we have also been seeing in 2018, that people were selling at 3.6k to assume that we were going to get a retest at 2.5 to 2k, which we didn't really get, and we actually get a runner to the upside, in which Bitcoin started to run by approximately 340%. I'm not saying that we will see the exact same, but once we start to take out a high here, it is reasonable to suspect that at least we're going to get a runner towards the same sort of area. So when we're looking at this, we can conclude that we've got some Fibonacci levels to work with. We can actually add a few levels here again. I'm looking for a few to add on the chart, which is these. We have been seeing this runner from 3k to 14k. If there is an assumption that we're going to get a bottom here, there might be a case that we're going to have a runner towards 42 to 50k even within 2023 to have that relief rally on the markets. And yes, it feels a bit ordinary to say, or it feels a bit unorthodox to say that we're going to have such a run, especially since we've just been witnessing FTX collapse. However, due to that fact, most of the people are currently looking to short the markets, which means that from that perspective, we are actually open towards a potential case of longing the markets, because we do the exact opposite of what the mass are doing, right? So when we're looking at this range, we can conclude that Bitcoin is currently hovering beneath the range low. There's also still a case that we have to break through a few more resistances on the upside here. So we have to crack a few of those. And therefore it's interesting to watch what we're going to be seeing in the coming few days. We potentially have deviation below the low here, which assumes that once we reclaim 18k, there is an obvious chance that we're going to take out these highs and get that relief rally. Because if we reclaim 18.5 to 18k, this entire region here, it's going to assume that we're going to get breakout buyers, we're going to get short closing, and especially a ton of shorts are still open at this point. So if we get there, it's going to be a trigger for continuation. So while we're looking at when it comes to the lower time frames, it is very simple. I've just been getting it on the charts here, but we're looking to take out a ton of highs on the 4-hour time frame, which can push us towards 18k. In this perspective, we've got this low at 15.6k, right? And then we've got another bounce taking place in which we took the actual low here at 15.5. Last night and last few days, we have been trying to get towards the low again, but that is avoided by this bounce at 16k, inducing that we're going to get continuation. So what do we want to see? We are at the crucial area to break. You want to see some sort of slight consolidation, and then once it starts to break the high, it's going to take out all these highs. So therefore, looking for the long in this scenario is pretty reasonable to look for. And I don't believe that we're going to get a very deep wick all the way towards 16.2, but if we do, your RR is going to be better. I think that you're looking at a long here because we have been trying to get towards the lows again, and this is avoided, through which you can assume that we're going to take out the highs here, and then we can start continuing towards the range resistance, which is this block at 18.2. So that's what I'm looking at, and I think that once we get this runner, altcoins are going to follow suit, especially since the reason why altcoins have been going down is not the altcoins itself, it's just Bitcoin showing weakness. So the moment that Bitcoin starts to show strength, we are going to get strength on the altcoins as well, and that's what we're going to discuss in the update for tomorrow. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also be there to become a member of the group, and I'll be back tomorrow with a fresh new update. Stay tuned.